Hey guys, it's SGT Nickel here again, and today we're going to be compacting my shotgun. I've got the Norinco HP9 that I've showed in my bear defense video. I'm going to be going to school, it looks like, and I'm going to be camping when I'm when I'm there. I'm going to be away in another town, away from here, off island, going to be in the big city, living basically in a tent, going around from campgrounds and out in the woods, and then I'll be packing up every day and then headed into school, go to my school, and then come back out and be camping again. So this shotgun, as you can see, it's a little long, and I want to make this a little more compact. For my uses, this shotgun is very heavily loaded. I've got a lot of ammo on it. And because I'm going to be sort of more in a city dwelling area for a lot of the time, I think this is a little overkill, and the cops are going to get a little paranoid if they see this kind of shit. So for my own protection and to make myself a little less conspicuous, trying to low down my profile, I'm going to make this gun a little more concealable. I'm going to make I'm going to take a lot of the ammo off it. It's not going to be completely decked out. It's just basically something that I can keep in the bag, and then I can pull out if I need to, and for basically my own protection against wildlife. The reason I don't want to have it with the big stock on it is when I'm in the tent, I have this much extra hanging out, and it's a very small confined place. I would much rather be able just to tuck it in like this. So by doing that, I'm going to take this whole stock off and put on a pistol grip. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to strip off some of this gear. I'm just going to take off this light. I'm going to take the sling off for the time being. I'm probably going to put the sling back on when I'm done. Now we get to the stock. This is an ATI collapsible 6-position stock. I'm going to trade it over with this, but because this gun, I'm going to keep this side saddle on it and the ammo on here, this guy will not close on it. What happens is this arm will hit here and then it sits at a weird angle and it won't come all the way down. So what I'm going to do is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece off the pistol grip. And the way you do that is, it's quite simple, but you might need a tool. And there's an Allen nut right in here that you're going to want to find the Allen key for, and going to want to put it in there. And I got the wrong size. This will just take a couple of seconds. I can find it. Okay. Going to need that too. Here. Just take a second. There we go. Okay. So you just hold it, and then you thread this piece out. That's the sling hold, and you just want to set that down because you're going to need that back. And now there's a button here that you can push, which will slide this just enough so you can get some play. And you're going to want to push in here. Right in here, there's a little piece that's going to push out. And you're just going to push it with your thumb and pull that out. That's the plug that holds it all together. Now it comes apart. Just throw that to the side. You want your pistol grip. Now what I recommend is just stick this thing back in, and then just tighten this up. Just put it back together. It's going to hang out a little bit. It's going to move around, but that's not a problem. It's not going to affect anything what you're doing. I like to put it back on because it gives you something to mount your sling to if you decide to have a sling on it. You can take it right off if you want, but I like having the sling mount. So, like so. Alright, now we're going to take off the stock to this bad boy. I'm going to need see when you buy the flip-up the flip-up stock, you're going to have these different attachments. You want to make sure you've got your Remington 870 attachment. There's a Winchester one, so you can put on a Winchester. I think you can put on a Mossberg as well, but I like to just keep it on I only have Remingtons. I like Remingtons. I don't think there's anything real wrong with some of the other shotguns. I just really like Remington. I know it well, and I know how to take it apart and put it back together really quick, so without any tools. So I just stick with Remington. But whatever whatever shotguns you choose to use, that's your own personal preference. I think I'm not a big fan of Mossberg personally, but if I was going to get a Mossberg shotgun, I'd get the just in case, the JIC one. Probably the only Mossberg shotgun I'd ever consider buying. I like it because it comes with a weatherproof case. It is customizable. You can do pretty much what you want with it, and it's a great little just in case gun. I mean, Mossbergs are cheap, so I just like forking a little bit extra and getting the Remington 870, or any kind of Remington, really. You can't go wrong with, in my opinion. So anyway, what I did was I just took out the star flange nut that holds this in. It's this little screw. You're going to need a little star Allen key, not a standard key, so you got to make sure you got the right tool if you're going to be doing these things. And then this just slides off just by sliding off like that, and we just put this aside, because when I come back home from school, I'll probably want to put on my farm defense load again and have it back to working order, where I've got all my load out for defending the farm. But when I go to school, I'm not going to be defending the farm. I'm going to be defending only my tent from mostly wildlife, and maybe if I have a problem with some undesirables, I have the option to protect myself from that too. But mostly it's for wildlife. I'm going to be in the city. I think it's pretty safe mostly anyway. So that just comes off. All I did was took an Allen key, took that nut off. So the shotgun's now just this much to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little spacer, plop it down. Then we take this one and we put it just on top like Lego. And then in here, there's a bolt that's going to go through. And the thing about pistolizing, or putting a pistol grip on a shotgun, is that a lot of people think, here's the right one, a lot of people think that they can just take a shotgun and cut the butt right off and then you got a pistol grip. That doesn't work. In real life, you see it in the movies, they do it, and that's because they're cutting off a toy gun. It ain't real. The movies don't use real guns. They're always props. In fact, almost every single time, they're never a real gun. So that's why you see them cutting them off like that. If you're in the real world, you can't do that. There's a bolt, long bolt, that runs all the way through, and you'll be cutting right through that bolt, taking all integrity of your holding of the stock, and the stock will just slide right off that bolt if the head's not there. So you really need to just go out and buy a pistol grip and then transfer it over. That's really the best way to do it. So I could go out and buy a pistol grip and do this exact same thing, and I might end up doing that, but I found out a way to take this off just by fiddling around with it, that I sort of decided I'd make a video of this, just as a worst case scenario option. It works very effectively. Sorry, I got the wrong tool. Here we go. It works very effectively. It's I mean, it ain't the prettiest, but I say function over beauty when you're out in the woods, and then you can always purdy it up later. So I just snug that up. Now we've got a pistol grip right there on the shotgun. I can hold it like that if I really had to, but just like so. Very easy to use. I got the button, open, close, and I can tuck it in, and it's way more compact. I can basically just sit in the tent like so, and I'm not hitting any part of the tent if I have to swing it around. So it's great for that way. Nice thing I like, because I kept the sling mount on it, is now, like I say, always, I think you grab this part by the top, have the shells down at the bottom facing the handle grip, is the best way to put this on. And then we go over here, snap it on. Whoops. Sorry. There. The reason I like it like that is, once again, you don't have that effectiveness on the muzzle here. As you can see, this stuff can wiggle around, right? It moves me a little bit, but not that much. it around and I'll give you a quick little demo, because I think I've got the time for it. When it's up front, your ammo, it might be easier to grab and it might make sense to you to do it this way, but I'll show you. Once you got all that weight up there, see how it's just moving my butt around just by swinging? And I'm trying to hold it. So, like I say, flip it around. These guys, see all these pictures of them holding it, and the shotgun ammo's way up here. They're not hunting. They don't know what they're doing. They're just posing for a picture. Most of these outfitters, they don't actually do this stuff. They just sell the stuff. So play around with it. If you find something doesn't work because it works in a picture, but you go out and you do it and it doesn't work, find out how it works and do it right. Because, yeah. Anyway, I think I've said enough on that. But like I said, it just does not move around as much. So I like to keep it back here. It is grabbable. I can grab it with this hand, stuffed in, or I can just take it here, grab it, stuff it in. So, yeah. Anyway, that's how to pistolize your shotgun if you're in a pinch and you've got a couple different stocks, but you don't have a proper pistol grip. You can always do this option. And all I did was I just reduced it by 5 rounds. All I could have was 5 extra rounds. I took the stock off, sacrificed that, and I think this will do me just fine for what my purpose is. And the nice thing about it is I can always just take the sling off, I can roll that up, put it away into a bag, and I can just slide this inside my bag and put a trigger lock on it, and it's safe. I could go to school, all that, not worry about anyone fucking around with my gun. It'll be probably in my vehicle when I'm actually at school, locked up. Out of sight and all that. But anyway, just thought it was it'd be a good video on how to pistolize your shotgun with basically a different kind of stock. Anyway, hope that sort of gives some people some ideas.